Good morning, students. I'm back again with another session of science, and we are going to learn some important terms from chapter 3 today. Okay, so the first term that I've got here is migration. Some animals or birds, like Siberian cranes and Arctic terns, travel long distances in winter. In some areas, there is severe winter, okay, that is very cold. So, for feeding and breeding, that is to for food, for the purpose of living. Now they cannot survive in this very cold environment, okay? So what they do, they travel long distances to warmer places and stay there. And when again the season changes, again they come back home. So Siberian cranes and Arctic terns are naturally adapted to travel long distances in winter for feeding and breeding, and when after the winter gets over, they again come back to their native place. Next, we talk about the next important term is hibernation. What is hibernation, students? Hibernation means some animals like snakes and lizards, they eat a lot during summer and sleep during the winters. Why? Because again, it is extremely cold. Now they cannot bear the cold outside. So what do? They eat a lot and sleep during the summer and store all that food in their body and sleep for a long period of time during winters. During their sleep, they utilize the extra food that they have eaten. Next, the term is estivation. The next term is estivation. Estivation is sleep during the hot and dry period to avoid extreme heat. Now, some areas are extremely cold and some areas are extremely hot. Yes, so we have animals like crocodile and lungfish. These animals, they cannot basically bear the extreme heat. So what do? They sleep during the hot and dry period heat. This is called estivation. Then we talk about extinct and endangered animals. Now, human beings have actually done a lot of activities that have affected the natural habitats of animals like the oceans, the forests, the rivers. Now, all these animals that when their natural habitat is affected, obviously their life, their food, their shelter, everything is affected. So eventually the number starts to decrease and they become endangered. Once they become endangered, after some time, either we can protect them or they become extinct. Some animals have actually become extinct from our planet. That means they no longer exist on our planet, but they used to. So, which animals are these? Examples are passenger pigeon and dodo. These are the animals that used to exist on earth at some point of time, but due to human activities which were not favorable for their natural habitat, these animals have now become extinct. There are certain endangered animals. Endangered animals. Now, what is the difference between extinct and endangered? Endangered animals are still there on our planet, but they are less in number. There are very few left in number. So, animals like tiger, giant panda, these are all endangered animals. Okay, we need to take necessary steps to save them so that they don't become extinct. If any of the animals become extinct, it affects the food chain, it affects the ecosystem, it affects everyone. So we must make all attempts to save the endangered animals. At least that's the least we can do. So what are the steps that needs to be taken? Wildlife sanctuaries and national parks need to be created so that these animals can live in their natural habitat and grow and reproduce and be safe, okay, and not endangered, okay, and they get to live in their natural habitat. Next, we can stop or reduce the deforestation. We must reduce the deforestation. We must take in activities which do not pollute our environment, which do not affect the natural habitat of these animals, because eventually it is going to affect us as well. So that's all for today's session. These are the 5 important terms that we have covered: migration, hibernation, estivation, extinct animals, as well as endangered animals. So keep them in mind and keep revising the chapter, keep washing your hands. Thank you so much. Take care.